everyone, it's Mecca Kincaid. So today I am going to record for you guys a video of a detail hack. So that's going to be more than just your regular 4 colors, probably multiple brushes. And one of the main reasons is because I've got this crazy like mountain on my chin. And you know, if this was closer to Halloween, we could make it work and I could be a witch. We could just paint it green. But it's not Halloween and I don't like it. So we're gonna see if we can make it go away. Also, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but I got sunburned a couple weeks ago, well, about a week ago, last week sometime. And so I'm peeling. So that's another great thing with Saint, because it's cream makeup, it's hydrating, so it should help with the peeling situation. So what I'm doing right now is I just took one of the Saint wipes and just wiping my face, because I did sleep with some like zip medicine on that to try to shrink it a little bit. So I'm hoping that it just goes away, because that's entirely too big for it to like come to a head. You see it? Y'all, pray for my chin. Okay, so we're gonna do something with that. So the first thing though that I'm gonna do is color correct under my eyes with Frenchie Lip and Cheek. So I just kind of want you to see the difference that makes already. So Frenchie, no Frenchie. So Frenchie works for me because I am fairer skin and I have bluish purple under eyes. If you have some other kind of color for your under eyes, that might not work for you. So let me know if you need help with under eye color correction. So now I'm gonna try to do something with this chin situation. So I'm gonna use the multitasker brush, and obviously I've got some lip color on there that needs to come off. So I'm gonna take some of the brush cleaner and just kind of squirt it on there, and then just rub it on this paper towel, and the lip color will come off. So I can do a little bit more of a detailed color correction. So what we're wanting to do is kind of to make that inside shrink, right? And then the outside of it come forward so that it doesn't look like it's, you know, popping off of my chin. So first I'm going to take some Aspen, and I'm just going to kind of dot that right there, and then I've got like a little friend right here. So I'm going to put that Aspen on, which is going to help reduce the redness. And then I'm going to take some Linen, which is lighter than my normal highlight color. And I'm gonna go kind of draw around the outside of it. Oh, it's big. You see how big that is? Okay. And then let me draw around this little, it's friend over here. Okay, and then I'm going to spray my perfector sponge with a little bit of Stay Spray. And then I'm going to dot that okay. Now I'm gonna leave that alone and let that kind of dry, and we'll put the regular makeup on over that. And hopefully it minimizes the appearance. Okay, now I'm gonna do my eyebrows using the line brush, and I do use my regular contour color, which is olive. And I like my eyebrows to look pretty natural. So I do just do like regular hair strokes as opposed to like drawing them on. I just want them to be a little darker and filled in the sparse places. And it makes such a difference. You see? Okay. So ladies, if you're not doing your eyebrows, because I'm telling you, I never did mine before Saint. It doesn't take long. If you do it the way I'm doing it with these little brush strokes, it's super easy. And it really does help to frame your face. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back with that multitasker brush, and I'm actually gonna pick up that linen, which is that really light highlight again. And I'm gonna use that here to really kind of outline and clean up the eyebrow, because if you're like me and you need to get your eyebrows waxed, this will help kind of define what your brows should look like and not where all of your rogue hairs are underneath it. So I'm also just going to take that light color and we'll just drag that all the way down on top of my eyelids to use that as a good base for eyeshadow. Okay, again, I'm just gonna blend that with that butt end of the Perfector sponge that's got the Stay Spray on it. And then we'll set that with powder before we do the eyeshadow. Okay, so next, because this is obviously nope, we're not going to use that. So we're going to use the blush and bronzer brush for face application, because I don't know where my detail brush went. I don't know. Okay, we're just going to go with it. So I'm going to take that small end of the blush and bronzer brush, and I'm going to go right here, kind of where a man's beard would go. I'm going to lightly put that in a dabbing or stippling motion over that color correction. So you kind of want to put this, like I said, where a man's beard would go. So like the mustache area, kind of up on the cheeks a little bit. And then you're going to kind of want to put it right kind of in the middle of your forehead. That's where your main color is going to go. And then I do normally kind of get my nose. Okay. Now I'm going to squeeze it like this. And I'm going to go into my contour color, which again is olive. And I'm kind of going to bring that up and around to my temple. So like swoop it under my cheekbone and up. So swoop. And then I'm going to get my forehead. And I do put quite a bit of contour on my forehead because I have a big forehead. If your forehead's not as big as mine, you might not need as much, but I do bring it and kind of connect it at the temples to that cheek contour. And then get under the chin a little bit. Okay, next I'm going to switch over to the blend brush. This is our lightest coverage brush, but I really, really like it for cheek color. So I'm actually going to use, let's go with Ruby. We'll use Ruby today. And so I put my cheek color up a little bit higher on my cheekbone because I have a fuller face. If you don't have a full face, then you're going to want to put it down here on the apples of your cheek when you smile. But I want it to draw attention kind of to the top of my cheekbone so my cheekbones look lifted. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish, which is why I like to put it higher. Now I'm going to flip it over to the small end of the blend brush, and we're going to do my brightening highlight, which is Aura. And I'm just kind of going to put it right here and down the side of my nose and over here on the side of my eye, and then again kind of pull it over to where that contour was coming. So just pull it out the side of the eye and then down the side of the nose. Put a little right here on the tip of my nose, and we're going to put some right here to kind of take away from that unibrow. Right, and then the easiest way that I've found to do a nose contour is to kind of get it on your ring finger, kiss those two fingers together, and then run it down your nose and kind of pinch the end like that. Okay, now I'm just going to blend. So I'm going to take that blush and bronzer brush again and just kind of stipple it on my nose. We want to blend this together. I'm going to push that contour up into my hairline. Blend this contour a little bit more. Okay, now I am going to warm up my face with a little bit of bronzer. So I like to mix Bella Bronzer and Glow Illuminator together. So I'm going to use the fluffy end. And now I'm pale, so I like to kind of touch my hand with it to get any of the excess bronzer off so I don't end up with a big bronze spot on my face. And then I just kind of hit like the high points of my face. I go across that cheekbone, anywhere where the sun would normally kiss my face. And then I do tend to get my neck because it's much lighter than my face or my chest. Okay, so now I'm going to go in to a little bit of setting powder. So I've got the vanilla dust here, and I'm going to use that blend brush because I don't want to pick up a lot, right? We don't want creasing, but just pick up a little bit to kind of set my under eyes, and then my eyelid. If you set that cream with powder, because your eyelids are one of the most oily parts of your skin, that should help to prevent the creasing. And then I'm just gonna kind of set around my nose and mouth where I would normally get oily, and see if I can blur out. I just don't want, I could probably put another layer on this to make it look even less red, but I don't want it to look cakey either, because then that's going to draw attention to it. So, I mean, it looks much better than it did, right? So I'm kind of happy with that. Okay. Let's see. I think I want to go with a little bit of a muted lip today. So let's go with, you know what, let's do Ruby, which is what I had on my cheeks. So Ruby is a nice hot pink, but I'm not using much. And then I'm gonna go on top of that with Sadie. So Sadie is like a glossy nude color, and it's gonna tone down that Ruby. And actually, I'm gonna take a little bit of sandstone. I'm gonna use that with the small end of the multitasker, and I'm just gonna line my lips a little bit with that color to bring in a little bit more warmth. And I tend to not take it all the way to the sides. On me, that's gonna give like a really harsh look. And then I'm just gonna blend it. You see that? The other thing that you can do is get a little bit of that light highlight and place it right there. And then use your finger to kind of tap, tap, tap. And that's gonna make it look like you have a little bit of a bigger lip. You can also put contour underneath your bottom lip to create that shadow to make your bottom lip look bigger. However, I've got a lot going on down here, so I'm not gonna do that today. Okay, so now it's time for eyes. So I am going to use just a couple of colors. My daughter used my eyeshadow brush last night. She was digging into the eyeshadow. So let me use the brush cleaner again. I'm gonna use that paper towel again and just spray it on. So the great thing about our brush cleaner is once you use it and clean the brush, you got like, it dries in like 30 seconds and you can use it again. So I did deep clean all of my brushes over the weekend, and I love a clean brush, but like a full 24 hours, like to get them completely dry is ridiculous. Okay. So I'm going to go into Sedona first, and I'm going to use that, just dipping into it a very little bit, and I'm going to use that here as a transition color. So just taking that in my crease and then up above just a little bit. Okay, next I'm going to dip into Rigoletto, which is a really pretty brown shimmer. Again, this is one that I didn't have at first, and everybody was freaking talking about it. So I was like, okay, that'll be my next one. And yep, needed it. So I'm just going to do that here on the outer corner, and I'm just kind of swirling it, and I'm gonna like flick it out because I want kind of the look of a wing, but not like a full-blown wing. So we'll come back and clean that up in a minute. All right, and then now I'm gonna actually go into Foxy, which is a really pretty shimmer brown. And I'm gonna put that on the rest of my eye. Right, and then I'm just gonna take this perfector sponge and kind of clean up underneath my eye and kind of where I flicked that eyeshadow out a little bit. And then next, I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of that Rigoletto on that fluffy end and kind of run that underneath my eye. Just to kind of connect that color a little bit. All right, I know that this video was a little bit longer than my normal videos, so I apologize for that, but I wanted to show you kind of all of the details. Even now, you know, it took me almost 25 minutes to do my makeup. But if I wasn't like talking to you guys, it really would not take that long. So I love that Saint is so versatile. You can do a really quick look, or you can use multiple brushes and do all kinds of stuff. It just makes it a whole lot of fun. All right, guys. Look, y'all can't even see that zit, can you? Everything else, I'm gonna take some Stay Spray. This is actually the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. I will tell you, it acts the same as our Stay Spray that I sprayed on the Perfector sponge. However, I like the mist quality of this spray, but I can't tell the difference in the actual staying power. So obviously support small businesses, buy the Stay Spray. But if you have Urban Decay All-Nighter and you swear by it, it works really well with our makeup. Okay, so once that dries, I'm all done. I really appreciate you all hanging out with me, taking the time to watch this detail video. If I can answer any questions, let me know. Thanks so much.